Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. No. What was the last thing we covered in your class?
Solid sphere with a cavity.
Okay. Now today's class will be dealing with few very important applications. Right? Have a look at this. First of all, just to remind you people of this, for a solid sphere, this is mass capital M. Potential is minus Gm by R. Field is Gm by R square. Sorry, small r here. On the surface, potential is minus Gm by capital R. Field is Gm by R square. Inside, field is very important. Gm small r by R or 4 by 3 pi rho g r. Any one of this expression will hold good as far as field is concerned. Potential inside minus Gm by 2r cube into 3r square minus r square. Did I put it right? Is this expression correct? Please have a look and confirm.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And you are supposed to remember this. I will show you instances where JEE people have played with this question for 2 marks. You will not have time to derive it, and for 2 marks, you have to remember this formula. Right? Can I rub the board? Are you able to recollect this?
Yes, sir.
Now, suppose you are dealing with Earth. If there is a mass of small m on it, what is the force experienced by small m? This will be small m into the field. Earth temporarily we assume is a solid sphere, though it's not. 3/4 of the quantity is water. But as far as this chapter is concerned, all throughout, whenever we say Earth, we will take a solid sphere. Force experienced by this small m will be small m into field due to Earth on the surface. What is field due to Earth on its surface? Gm by R square. Field due to Earth, right? Field due to Earth on its surface. Now, only in the case of Earth, acceleration is given a separate symbol called small g. Only in the case of Earth, acceleration is given a separate symbol called small a. This will be mgm by r square. Small g is gm by r square. What you used to call as 9.8 meter per second square is technically g capital M by r square. That's why if you people observe, acceleration due to gravity on different bodies on the earth is the same. May it be marker, may it be me, may it be you, may it be a sphere. G is 9.8. Is it independent of this mass? It depends on mass of earth. Sometimes this formula will be written as density into 4 by 3 pi r cube. 4 by 3 pi rho g
R.
capital R because you are dealing with on the surface of earth. Capital R because you are dealing with on the surface of earth. Right? Density of earth into 4 by 3 pi r cube. So small g is as good as the field on the surface of earth 4 by 3 pi rho g capital R on the surface of earth. Right?
Yes, sir.
Now, all throughout mechanics, you used to tell me potential energy was mgh. In this chapter, potential is V into M. How different are they? What is the symmetry between the two? I'll explain, take it down till here. This small g is 9.8 meter per second square. Acceleration due to gravity on the surface of Earth.
Done, sir. Done, sir.
Now this is if a body is kept here of mass small m, what will be the potential energy of the body here? Potential into small m. Potential energy is potential into small m. We have defined this in the start. So this will be due to mass of Earth. What will be the potential on the surface? Minus gm by r. This is the potential due to Earth's surface on the surface of Earth into small m. This is u initial. But you were telling me mgh no yaar when you write this in mechanics. So you are telling me a new expression minus g capital M small m by distance r. If I ask you potential energy inside, you will take the potential expression inside the surface of the sphere. You asked me outside, I took the potential expression outside the sphere. Now at a height of h, what will be the potential energy? I'll call it U final at a height of h. That will again be potential into small m minus G capital M by R plus H into small m. See if you're convinced. This is R. If because of the glare you are unable to see this, this is capital R minus G capital M by R plus H into small m. Obviously, that's the potential here. Small r is R plus H. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You are convinced, all of you. Potential into mass is potential energy. Now, potential due to solid sphere outside will be in such a way such that whole of the mass appears to be concentrated at the center. What is delta U? U final minus U initial minus G capital M small m 1 by R plus H minus 1 by R. Now,
So plus 1 by R, no?
what did you tell me? This is Gm by R square. You just derived this. So, can I write small g into R square is Gm? This will be Gr square small m. This minus will remain as it is. This minus comes here. It is minus R into R plus H. R minus H. Minus Gr square into M minus H by R into R, provided if H is much lesser than R. All throughout mechanics, you have dealt with height 10 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters, 100 meters, 200 meters. Radius of Earth is 6,400 kilometers. So all throughout in mechanics, you have dealt with H much smaller than R. If H is much smaller than R, denominator will instead of R plus H, you can put R square will go. This turns out to be mgh, which was told to you as potential energy in mechanics. Very technically, it is potential difference between 2 points. So you were told conveniently, take this as 0, this is mgh. Because what you get as mgh is the potential difference. Take the surface of the table to be 0, this will be mgh. Take the ground to be 0, mgh. So all you are getting in mgh is the potential difference between the two. Remember my first statement, absolute potential is not defined. Potential difference. People keep thinking, how did you define absolute potential here? Here we didn't define absolute potential. We defined potential difference between these two. That too, mgh will be true if and only if H is much smaller than R. When H is comparable to R, using mgh does not make sense. H should be much smaller than R. If H is not much smaller than R, delta U will be this expression or this. Either this or this you can use with R into R plus H. If H is comparable to R, you cannot use this expression for delta U. This either of these two will be the expression which you have to use. Now you understand where from we got mgh. Take it down till Somebody is asking, why can't exact potential be defined? Look at the definition of potential. Work done in moving a unit mass from infinity to this point or from one point to other point. So definition may work done in moving mass between 2 points. So it's always potential difference. Potential is the work done in moving unit mass from one point to another point. For three-dimensional structures other than a sphere, you will have to know surface integrals. You can derive, but it is beyond your mathematical scope. You know only line integrals till now. For calculating potential, you had to integrate. For these symmetric structures, it is integrating once. For cubes, cuboids, you'll have to integrate twice.
Done, sir.
We go back to SHM in gravitation. Now here we will encounter quite a few tricky, unexpected situations, non-intuitive physics. For example, let me deal with the first part of it. Time period of a simple pendulum, you have told me, is 2 pi under root L by G. Agreed? 2 pi under root L by G. If L increases, time period increases. Do you all agree with that?
Yes, sir.
If L tends to infinity, time period tends to
Infinity.
84.6 minutes. बड़ा अजीब लगता है.
Oh, sir.
This transition is into non-intuitive physics. You will visualize something and the results will be very different. Slowly start getting accustomed to it. Till now, you have been dealing with physics which you can visualize. You saw a mass accelerate. You saw a mass taking a turn. You saw a body going in a circular track due to centripetal force. From here, you will start slowly moving into physics which you have not seen. So expecting something is a general mistake. I need the board. First of all, take it down.
Sir, this from now we should continue in gravitation notes only or in
Gravitation only. Continue in gravitation.
So is there any proof for this?
Yes, obviously, I will solve right. This is a, there is a pendulum hanging such that this point of suspension is somewhere in the neighboring galaxy. Now, if you people remember, acceleration is directly proportional to minus x is the condition for SHM, or alpha directly proportional to minus theta.
Yes.
Alpha directly proportional to minus theta. Alpha directly proportional to linear displacement replaced with angular displacement, linear acceleration replaced with angular acceleration. Now I pull this body to a distance of x. This is theta, this is phi. By a small distance x, you displace the simple pendulum and you release this. This is C, this is O. You're taking the torque about O. You're taking the torque about O, the restoring torque. Tension is passing through O, it will not produce any torque, but mg is not passing through O. There are only two forces on the bob. One is tension, the other is mg. Mg will be passing through the center of Earth, right? So now tension will not produce any torque, but mg, if I extend the line of action of the force and drop a perpendicular from O, if this is theta and this is phi, this angle is theta plus phi, L sine theta plus phi. This is L sine theta plus phi, right?
Yes, sir.
Theta plus phi. So now what is the torque? Mg into L sine theta plus phi. Mg into L sine theta plus phi. This should be I into alpha. MgL theta plus phi. What have I done? I replaced sine theta plus phi with theta plus phi. You are permitted to do that if and only if theta and phi both are very, very small. Remember, and that we have done even in the start of SHM when we dealt with simple pendulum. Angle of the displacement should be very small, only then it's an SHM. Now, will I try to prove alpha directly proportional to theta or alpha directly proportional to phi?
Theta.
I try to prove alpha is directly proportional to theta because I am taking the torque about to, angular acceleration about to, angular displacement also should be about to. So I'll bring theta common. I will be ml square. Moment of inertia of this bob about O will be ml square. M G L. I am bringing theta outside. It will become 1 plus phi by theta. M goes, L goes. Alpha is G by L. 1 plus phi and theta both are small. I can replace them with tan phi by tan theta into theta. G by L 1 plus. What is the value of tan phi? X by R. Tan phi x by R. What is the value of tan theta? X by L. G by L, X by L plus X by R by X by L. I've just taken LCM and I'm trying to simplify. This L and this L will go, this X will go. G into 1 by L plus 1 by R into theta. Obviously with a negative sign because alpha and theta are not in the same direction. Are you trying to tell me that omega will be G into 1 by L plus 1 by R? Yes. G into 1 by L plus 1 by R? Yes. But you used to give us formula omega is under root G by L. True. When we were doing it, if L is much lesser than R, you were in the chapter SHM dealing with a simple pendulum of length 1 meter, 2 meters, 3 meters, 10 meters. Simple pendulum ceiling से ground तक 10 meters. उससे तो ज़्यादा नहीं. So then there L was much smaller than R. If L is much smaller than R, 1 by L will be much greater than 1 by L. Omega is under root G by L. This is what you have done with me in SHM. Today's situation is slightly different. This point is in the neighboring galaxy or its neighboring galaxy. I don't mind. If L is much greater than R, L is in few light years. 1 by L is much lesser than 1 by R. Omega will become a constant. Time period is 2 pi under root R by G. R is the radius of Earth. R is the radius of Earth. Substitute 6,400 kilometers as radius of Earth and G as 10. You will get 84.6 minutes. It's strange, but that is the way the universe works. Now this 84.6 minutes is a very strange limitation by God on us. Why? We don't know. Is it a mere coincidence? You cannot believe that so many coincidences can happen in one go. You dig a tunnel from the north pole of Earth to south pole and drop a body, it will again be 84.6 minutes.
Why, sir?
Let the tunnel not thappad marunga ek beech mein. Why, sir? Leave the tunnel. What makes you think I will leave it here? I'll complete that, right? Sun sakte ho pehle. If the tunnel doesn't pass through the center of the Earth, even then it will be 84.6 minutes. Will you give the proof for both? Both will be given. Take it down till here.
So in this, why do you replace phi and theta by tan phi and tan theta?
Because you are taking the torque. You are taking the torque. If not, hinge forces lena padega. Please. You eliminated all that by taking the torque about this. Tension also you eliminate. You can do that for the normal simple pendulum also, which you have done in SHM. Take the torque about the hinge. Your job becomes easy.
No, sir, I'm asking how did you write phi as tan phi?
Phi as tan phi. Phi is very small.
So it is
Phi is small. Yeah. This
okay,
is a
sir.
standard approximation. If theta is small, tan theta is approximately equal to theta, approximately equal to sin.
Okay, sir.
Theta is equal to tan theta. In limits, may they teach you this limit theta tending to 0, sin theta is theta, tan theta is theta.
Done, sir.
Tell me when you people are done with it. Can I rub the board?
Yes, sir.
You dig a tunnel from the North Pole to South Pole of Earth, and you drop a body here. Firstly, it will start accelerating towards the center. Why? Because the field is towards the center. And from here it will start decelerating till the other end. Why will it decelerate till the other end? Because field is towards the center. So it will come to rest here. It will come back. So first point, I am able to visualize that it will be periodic motion. If I can prove that acceleration is directly proportional to x, it will be an SHM. Firstly, when I drop a body, it will accelerate till the center. And then from here it will decelerate because the body is always attracted towards the center of the earth. It will come to rest and it will come back. Right? Now, M into E will be the net force on the body. Do you all agree with this?
Yes, sir.
M into, what is the field inside the solid sphere? Gm by R cube into X. Do you all agree with that? Field inside a solid sphere.
Yes, sir.
Force is mass into acceleration. Gm can be written as gr squared. What have I done? Gm, small g is gm by r squared. You derive this. Hereafter, we'll keep using this quite frequently. You are expected to remember this. Put a negative sign in front of it because acceleration and displacement are in opposite direction. Displacement upwards, acceleration is towards the center. d2x by dt square is minus g by r into x. Implies omega is under root g by r. Time period is 2 pi under root r by g. 84.6 minutes. Why? We don't know. Hence, God is great. Whoever created this universe, why they created it with these limitations, we yet don't know. There are quite a few limitations that physics can tell you that, look, this is the way the universe behaves. Why? Not all questions do we have the answers. Why? What was the necessity for God to create a universe where potential energy is always attempting to come down? What was the necessity for him to create a universe where entropy is always increasing? We don't know. All we can tell you is these are the rules that the universe is following. Strange, but yet to come. What if the tunnel is not passing through the center of the earth? Even then it will be 84.6 minutes. I'll prove that. Take it down till here.
Sir, the displacement will always be negative of the acceleration, proportional.
Only if it is negative, it is SHM.
So, but initially when it
You
was
have to cross verify. Are they in the same direction or not? Anytime SHMA, you have to cross verify. If they are in the same direction, it will not be SHM. Displacement from the mean position. Acceleration is in opposite direction. Then opposite directions, you will show it with the negative sign.
So initially when it was dropped, acceleration is in the same direction, right?
No, acceleration is towards the center, displacement is from displacement you take from the mean position.
Okay, sir.
From the mean position, initially it is capital. Can I rub the board?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What if you dig a tunnel not passing through the center of the earth? This is small. Now you drop the body here, it came somewhere till here. This will be ME, this is theta. E is towards the center of the earth always. Field is towards the center of the earth always. Right? But then it will be oscillating along this particular tunnel. So this force will be the force towards the center of the mean position. Rather, the oscillation ka mean position will be this. So what will restoring force be? Restoring force will be equal to ME sin theta. ME sin theta will be the restoring force. I'll call this distance to be x. X will be the distance of the mass from its mean position. This is the mean position. X will be the distance of the mass from its mean position. Restoring force m d2x by dt square is equal to ME sin theta. Right? M and M will go. Right? d2x by dt square is equal to G capital Mx by this x will be this distance. Remember, distance for a solid sphere, distance from the center. What will this particular distance be? Sin theta is x by the hypotenuse. Sin theta is x by hypotenuse. hypotenuse will be x by sine theta. So technically this will be x by sine theta divided by r cube into sine. E is the field here. That field will be G capital M, this hypotenuse divided by R cube. See if you are convinced this is the field. GM, you don't need this R in the first place. Technically, GM, I take this hypotenuse to be small r divided by capital R. Small r is x by sine theta. Now your life becomes much simple.
So can you
GM,
please explain this step again?
this one,
Yes, sir.
what is the expression for field? If this distance is smaller, at this point, what will be the expression for field? Gm small r by r cube. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Small r is the distance of that point from the center. Now, if this is theta, this is x. Small r you are replacing with x by sine theta. This small r you are replacing with x by sine.
Yes,
Again,
sir.
gr square by r cube into x within negative sign because acceleration and x are not in the same direction. d2x by dt square is minus g by r into x. Is it the answer that you are expecting?
Yes, sir.
What you have done is this force you resolved in this direction. Me sine theta. And then what is the expression for field? If I take this distance to be smaller, g capital M small r by r cube. Small r I replace with x by sine theta. Sine theta will go gm I replace with gr square. You get omega is under root g by r. Time period is 2 pi under root r by g. 84.6 minutes. Hence, God is great.
Sir, if that the perpendicular distance, which is if it tends to capital R, then also it will be the same result.
Yeah. If it tends to capital R means you want to dig the tunnel close to the surface of Earth.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, close to the surface of Earth. This is independent of this distance. This derivation is independent of this distance. That's why when I took R, I removed it because small r doesn't come in the derivation. So small r can be close to capital R, lesser than capital R. This tunnel can be small r can be 0. Dig the tunnel at the center. You will get 84.6 minutes.
And so here we are neglecting friction, right?
Natural. All throughout, if there is friction, it becomes a damper oscillation. The oscillation will die. So one thing is for sure, God knew physics very well, isn't it? He conserved angular momentum. Bohr's atomic model may they teach you a conservation of angular momentum. MVR is NH by 2 pi. Yes or no?
Yes, yes, sir.
In this universe, in this chapter, we will show you Kepler's laws where that is also same conservation of angular momentum. Exactly the way angular momentum is conserved for an electron and nucleus, angular momentum is also conserved between a planet and the sun, satellite and the earth. Every place in this universe, right from a hydrogen atom till a galaxy. Hydrogen atom is something which your naked eye cannot see. Galaxy is again something that your naked eye cannot see. It's a scaling from minus to plus infinity. Angular momentum is conserved to the 9th decimal place with pinpoint accuracy. Not a single place did he go wrong. Right from a hydrogen atom till galaxies. Angular momentum is conserved to the 9th decimal place. Why 9th? Because our supercomputers could calculate only up till the 9th decimal place. We don't know if thereafter also he has done the calculation properly or not. Hence, God is great. But for sure, he was a physicist.
Done, sir.
Sir, so if there's a tunnel on the earth at the very close to the surface, so this will still apply, right?
It will.
Sir, so what will actually happen? Like suppose we dig a tunnel, then like will we undergo the same this result that we have found?
If there is no friction, our problem of measuring that will be because of friction, air friction, other friction. Making it a perfect smooth tunnel is difficult, but if you can, it will 100% be 84.6 minutes. Your derivation is independent of this distance, right? A distance आपका derivation में आए नहीं. So you dig the tunnel above, below, close, center, कहीं पर भी tunnel dig करो, it will be 84.6 minutes.
Sir, so if I just take a pipe of 1 meter in my hand and then I put a ball and making sure that there's no friction, so it will happen.
1 meter in your hand नहीं होगा भाई साहब.
On the ground.
Dig it in the earth.
Not on the surface also.
On the surface बाहर हो जाएगा. It should be, however close it is, it should be. Maybe you're digging like this.
Understood, sir.
I have a feeling probably that's the reason why God made it orange shaped body. Earth is not a perfect sphere. मतलब कितना सोचा हुआ होगा यार जिसने भी दिमाग लगाया in creating this universe. When you study quantum mechanics, they will prove to you mathematically that one particle can be present at two places simultaneously. बड़ा ध्यान से सुनो. Harbinger is typing God doesn't exist. Harbinger, तेरे लिए सुन लो. The more you understand physics, the more you will feel the existence of some or the other power much beyond your scope. You will feel helpless when you read cosmology. Helplessness to the peak. In quantum mechanics, we prove mathematically. If any one of you take engineering physics in your graduation, IIT Bombay has got in, you'll study this subject completely, quantum mechanics. Very tough to comprehend. But it will be very interesting to read its interpretations. Doing the derivations are hopelessly bad. You need a very good teacher to teach quantum mechanics. If not, you'll be so. Visualization is very, very, very difficult. They will prove one particle can be present at more than one place simultaneously. Officially proved in physics. One particle can be present at more than one place simultaneously. This is proved theoretically in quantum mechanics. They'll tell you so many weird things in quantum mechanics that digesting that will become really difficult. So if one particle is presented, there is a joke told by Oxford University director. The Oxford University director says we have 3 departments. One is the philosophy department, which is the best it seems. They will have no expenses on it, and they tell you something which people should accept. Philosophy, anything can be told by anybody. Second is the mathematics department, which uses some paper, pen, stationery, and they'll predict few things. The third is the physics department, which will consume tons and tons of funds in setting up an experimental base. They spend quite a few years, they spend quite a few millions of dollars, and finally tell us the same thing that the philosophy people say. Right? So the Oxford University director says physics department spends the maximum money and they'll end up with what the philosophy people say. Actually, also it's true. Quantum mechanics accepts the fact that one particle can be present at more than one place simultaneously. I think every religion says that, right? One particle can be present at more than one place simultaneously. So do not be under the impression that physics contradicts the existence of God. Physics doesn't contradict the existence of God. The more you understand physics, the more you will start believing it. Now listen. You will solve this problem.
Sir, in one of the concepts, you can make a particle cross a infinitely huge energy barrier without it being like it's not conceptual at all. Like, it will cross the barrier even though it cannot possibly do that.
That is called quantum tunneling.
Usme bhi there.
Particle can
Yeah,
have an
and
energy state 2 electron volt, and the potential barrier is 4 electron volt. So technically in classical physics, we believe that the particle cannot cross the tunnel because particle's energy is 2 electron volt. The potential barrier is 4 electron volts. So we believe the particle cannot go. Now quantum mechanics mein dirty thing, it doesn't say whether the particle goes or not. It tells you probability of finding the particle on the other side is not 0. Did the particle cross? I don't know. Will the particle cross? I don't know. But probability of finding the particle on other side is not 0. There will be so many things which will be very difficult to digest in quantum mechanics here. Anyway, listen. Solve this problem. I will give you 5 minutes for that. This is a tunnel dug. Earth. This is a tunnel dug. This is Earth. Right? Now, instead of a point object, you have a thin rod. You have a thin rod placed inside the tunnel. Lambda is the mass per unit length of the thin rod. Rod is exactly of length 2r. So what is the net force on the rod right now?
0.
0. You know what next need to be done?
If the rod is displaced by a distance of x, find the time period of small
Slightly
acceleration.
displaced. Perfect. Xc is much lesser than r is the only thing you'll have to add. When Xc is much lesser than r, the rod will perform simple harmonic motion. Find the time. Find the time. I will give you 5 minutes for this. Think carefully and solve. It's a good one.
What's the answer?
You should tell me. People are making a guess that it is 84.6 minutes. Ironically, it is yes, 84.6 minutes. Nothing of what I taught you people is there in your board syllabus. This is much beyond your board syllabus. In boards, you will not have these anyway. So do not worry about writing these things in the board examination. Right? Now have a look at this. Solving this is also very innovative in nature. You are moving this slightly towards the right by a distance of x. Listen carefully. Here you have to integrate it in 2 steps. What is this length? R minus x. There will be a length of R minus x to the right, such that force on this and this will cancel out each other because the field is towards the center. Force on this part is towards the center, force on this part is towards the center. Unbalanced force is because of x length inside and x length outside only. I'll call this C, I'll call this P, Q, yes, unbalanced force will be force on PS plus force on SQ. See if all of you are convinced by this step.
So it will be the restoring force, right?
This will be the restoring force. Force on this length of R minus X and this length of R minus X will cancel out each other. Unbalanced force is because of force on PS and SQ. Is everybody convinced with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mass into d2x by dt square will be force on PS. I will redraw the diagram so that you will be able to visualize this. This distance and this distance, R minus X and R minus X will cancel out each other. Consider an element dy at a distance of y. force on that will be integral of G capital M by R cube into Y field inside the sphere into lambda dy. This will be from R minus X to R. It is from here till here. Y ka least value is R minus X. Maximum value is R. Field inside the sphere. G capital M by R cube into Y. Distance from the center is Y into lambda d. Less of integral Gm by the same element if I consider outside the sphere. Gm by Y square will be the field. Gm by Y square will be the field from R to R plus X. Now lambda dy. Lambda dy will be the mass of this element from R to R plus X. Least value of Y will be R. Maximum value of Y is R plus X. Equate this to mass into acceleration. You should get the answer. Lambda is mass per unit length of the rod. Lambda is mass per unit length of the rod. Lambda is mass by 2r. Simplify this and tell me your answer. This expression is the force on PS. This expression is the force on S. I am waiting for you people.
Done, sir.
1 minute. So that X is giving some problem. Why?
X is
So Y is giving some problem.
मतलब
So Y square वाला टर्म आ रहा है जो
y square के प्लेस में लिमिट सब्स्टिट्यूट करोगे ना यार, and last step x is much smaller than r. X is much smaller than r. Last step. Y dy is y square by 2. This is minus 1 by y.
yes sir.
dy by y square is minus 1 by y. In the place of y, put the limits. And after
Sir,
taking x, हाँ बोलो.
some parts में I'm getting X square वाला टर्म so उसको कट कर दो.
हाँ yeah, x square, x is very small when compared to r, means x square will become negligibly small.
सर आफ्टर दैट राइट RHS में X वाला टर्म ही गायब हो रहा है.
X वाला term गायब क्यों होना है? A square directly proportional. A directly proportional to x ना यार.
Yes sir.
Have a look at this. M d2x by dt square is equal to gm. I am bringing outside gr square by r cube lambda integral y dy r minus x to r plus gr square lambda integral dy by y square r to r plus x. Is that correct here?
Yes sir.
M into d2x by dt square g lambda by r y square by 2 r square minus r minus x whole square plus g lambda square r minus 1 by r 1 by y minus 1 by y 1 by r plus x minus 1 by r. Right, this will be lambda to r. Lambda, lambda, lambda goes. Right? 2r d2x by dt square is equal to g by 2r. This will be r square minus r square 2rx minus gr square r into r plus x r minus x.
Sir, I made a bad mistake, so I got it.
X will become negligibly small when compared to r. Here also I am left with r only. also committed a mistake somewhere, it appears.
So RHS is 2gx.
कहाँ पे?
RHS 2gx.
In the last.
Last step.
हाँ, तब तो आंसर आ गया. Moral of the story:
God is great.
wonder. The more you understand physics, trust me, you will start believing in the existence of God. Physics doesn't contradict the existence of God. Harbinger is hell-bent on proving that God doesn't exist. He says, Sir, Stephen Hawking does not. Or probably he believes that God doesn't exist. You're wrong. Read his book, Completely Brief History of Time, in which he says, if ever there is a unified theory where gravitational theory, electromagnetic theory, quantum theory, and string theory can be merged, the day physics can give you a unified theory, we will understand the mind of God. Why he created universe this way. He writes that he may not worship God for his own personal reasons. He went through so much in life which no ordinary human can digest. So he may not like God, but he cannot deny the existence of God. He doesn't also. Right? He doesn't pray. He doesn't worship God. But somewhere down the lane, even an intellect like that of Stephen Hawking gives up. It says, if ever we have a unified theory, we will know the mind of God. So how far we are away to understand the mind of God, you can understand. Somebody is writing anti-Harbinger. Harbinger is anti-Indian itself. Now listen, next class we have something more interesting than this to be done. But then next class, half the lecture I will give for doubts. Tesla believes in God. Good.
So we have not yet started doubts of SHM, right?
I don't know. In fact, somebody typed in between, will you take doubts? But that I was half the way through this concept, so I didn't want to.
So I don't think so. We have started the doubts.
Do we have a doubt lecture this week?
No, sir.
When is our next lecture?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, half the lecture will deal with this, remaining half will take up doubts. जो भी doubts pending है, will start.
Okay, sir.
So can we attempt HCV now?
HCV of
SHM, you had asked us to hold on, like, or do it now.
tomorrow. I'll give you homework from HCV. Okay.
Okay, sir. So tomorrow you'll just be discussing the SHM booklet.
Yeah. Tomorrow, a very important problem of SHM in HC from HCV will be discussed. It will take us 20 minutes for one single problem. Okay, then I'll give you homework from HC. Okay. So see you people in tomorrow's class. Good day. Bye. And thank you.
Thank you, sir.